important person that's going to be delivering the information to us this evening about the stem cell technology. And some of us is definitely going to be taking a closer look at the business side as well. But I myself was super excited about this. I've been wearing this technology myself for about a year and love it. And I have nothing but good experiences with it. But there's going to be some amazing testimonies that you guys are going to be able to see as well. There's so many people across this globe that has been really been getting some great feedback, giving us great feedback from wearing this technology. And I wanted you guys to hear from it firsthand, and wanted to make sure you had an opportunity to not just hear about it, but understand how it works and understand the business side to this. As a businessman myself, you guys know me as a business person. I've never been in a position that I am today with this particular opportunity. And what I simply mean by that is I've never been able to be part of a product or service that wasn't offered by another company. So you guys, some of you know my background is insurance. This is equivalent to being only one insurance company in North America. So if you had insurance, you had to get insurance, you had to get it through this one company. That's how this opportunity is. There's only one place you can get this technology, and they made it so affordable for everyone. But we definitely want you guys to see the business side of this as well. So to present this information, we have one of the company's top leaders, and this young lady, she's a former business partner of mine, and I'll tell you what, she's made a lot of money in the industry. I'm not gonna say what she makes, but I will say that what they earn, what her and her husband earn, they make more, what the average income earned in North America makes per year, they do it per month. I'm just going to put that out there. So with that, she's made a lot of money with this company, her and her husband, which simply means that they helped a lot of people,
Mhm.
in finance, in their financials. She loves to have fun, her and her husband. She knows 100% of the facts when it comes to this product. So that's why I'm glad she's going to be delivered this information today. But most importantly, she loves to help people. Her and her husband hold the title of Senior Presidential Director with this company. And I know a lot of you don't know what that means. That means they help a lot of people gain great health and earn extra income at the same time. So without further ado, I want to introduce to some and present to others to my good friend, Ms. Virginia Monk. Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you loud and clear, Jewel. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead and take it away. Thank
Well,
you.
awesome, awesome. Jewel, it's been such a pleasure, working alongside you and Alexis. And I appreciate you all, like you said, almost a year ago, trying out this technology. And I know that immediately, I know you're a type of person, you work out and you eat healthy, all this kind of stuff. And when you said that you got all kind of energy, you didn't know what to do, just that alone is impressive. But I thank you for inviting me to the call and inviting like-minded people as well to the call. So again, I'm Verdita Monk. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. Matter of fact, I'm going to be in Kansas City within a week and a half from now. I think June 19th and 20th. And so, maybe I'll get a chance to meet some of you. But I'll tell you how I got started with this. My husband and I were contacted, just like we contacted Joel and his wife about this. A friend of ours contacted us about this, and he told us, I got something you need to take a look at. I need to meet you, and I have something I want to give you. And of course, we were curious when he said that. And turns out he wanted to share with us this little patch I'm going to be telling you about. You see how tiny it is? It's the size of a Band-Aid, a size of a quarter rather, and thin like a Band-Aid. And he wanted us to meet him. And when we did, he gave us some of these. We were literally about to go out of town. But before we went out of town that night, he invited us to a call just like this. And we heard some incredible testimonies. I mean, I promise you, when you hear some of these testimonies, you're never going to hear testimonies like this ever. And this is why we got attracted to it. So what happened with us, we in our minds, we got on this call and we heard people that had illnesses and diseases and all these kinds of things. And we said, that's not us. We don't need this patch. And but out of curiosity and out of obedience, we decided to wear this patch anyway. So what happened the first night we wore the patch? Let me give you a little bit of background. My husband, for 10 years, was dealing with acid reflux as well as sleep apnea. And he would choke all night long. He would cough, and he would snore so bad that I could not take it. Literally. Can you imagine being in the room with someone snoring all night long. Just really, it was just dreadful. And sometimes I would just say, you have to go upstairs, because I wasn't going, because I wasn't the one causing the inconvenience. So I would say, you got to go upstairs. And I meant it. And this went on for a long time. And so the very first night we wore this patch, I slept like a baby. And when I woke up the next day, I noticed that he had not snored. Now, keep in mind, no one is thinking, oh, this little bitty tiny patch is going to stop him from snoring, but it did. And I still didn't think it was the patch. The next night he did it again. We put the patch on again, and he still did not snore. And we knew at that time it had to have been the patch, because I had heard some almost just amazing testimonies about other things too. And it was the patch. So that's why we, one of the first questions, that I want to ask you is, have you been patched? Okay. Because once you get patched, your whole life, I believe, will change. You'll see that as we go through this presentation. But when you get patched, things are going to happen in your body. And let me tell you how our bodies were designed. See, our bodies were designed with something called stem cells, which allow our bodies to heal themselves. And the reason is some people turn to something called stem cell injections. You may have heard of those. Is because they're in crisis situation. Their body is in a crisis situation. They don't know what else to do. They've given up, but yet they want to be healthy. So guess what they do? They go and get a stem cell injection. Now, the problem with stem cell injections is this. Let's say you've got a bone-on-bone knee condition, and you get an injection in your knee. That means it is localized. It's not helping you with your heart or your back or something like that. They're expensive. They could be from $5,000 to $100,000 per injection. They're not covered by insurance, so that's not good if you unless you got thousands and thousands of dollars just sitting around. So it's just really not a good option to do an injection. And this is why we're so excited, because we have another option, which is this tiny patch. See, this patch is going to elevate copper peptides in your body that are dormant. See, I mean, and stem cells are dormant. So look at this page right here. Why are people, wanting to wear this patch? Is because the stem cells in our body, the ones that are healing our body as we age, you're growing, you're healing slower, and it's because the stem cells become dormant. By the time we're age 30, the stem cells in our bodies are going, half of them are going dormant. But by the time we're 60, almost all of our activity is gone. And this is why you see a lot of older people walking around with canes and just no energy. You never see a young person walk around with a cane unless they had some kind of car accident. I mean, just think about that. Only older people are with Alzheimer's. So those types of things. So that's why you want to wear this patch, because you need something to reboot your body to help it heal itself. So let me introduce you to someone, and hopefully this will explain a little bit, by the name of David Schmidt. He's the CEO and inventor of this patch. We call it the X39 patch. This man is so brilliant that he has over 180 patents. See, he's a scientist and inventor. And years ago, he was hired by the federal government and commissioned to create something for the Navy SEALs to keep them energized over 36 hours at a time underground in a submarine. That was a very successful project to the extent that it spread, and doctors began using these patches for their patients. Elite athletes that, some of the top schools like Stanford, Iowa State, some of these top schools started, the coaches wanted their elite athletes to wear the patch because it was the energy enhancer patch. And it was not anything that was going into their body. It was natural. And this is why the company was doing so well for a long time. But he started focusing his attention on stem cell research. And when about 10 years of research brought this X39 to market, became patented, and about $5 million just to do that. Now you're looking at the patent right now, and you heard Jewel say that no one else can get this. Well, see, when something is patented, several things take place. Number one, it means you have exclusive rights. No one else can duplicate this. No one else can manufacture this technology. In addition to that, it is unique. I mean, it's just, you have to prove it. No one, you have to have, in our case, 80 case studies to prove that this technology works. We're going to talk about the case studies in a moment, but in the patent, look what it describes. It says that this is going to elevate copper peptides, including the activation of stem cells. See that part right there, this is what makes this patch so unique, because they say that no one could ever come up with a way to elevate copper peptides in our body, including and then turn around and reactivate the stem cells. They say the only way you can do that is to inject it into the body. See, David Smith proved them wrong. Let's get more into it. So how does this patch work? Well, it's a proprietary form of phototherapy. Have you ever heard it being said that when you go out into the sun, the vitamin D in your body, it gets elevated? Doctors say, go out in the sun and get some vitamin D. That's a form of phototherapy. And what this patch has in the middle of it are just nanocrystals, really tiny crystals formulated in a lab. And what happens when you put this patch, see, we're light beings. When you put the patch anywhere on your body, you could put it on your wrist. I like to put mine on the back of my neck on the C7 vertebrae. Wherever you put it, it's going to, the light of your body is going to reflect off of these crystals. And when that happens, it elevates the copper peptides that are already in your body, in turn, reactivating your stem cells. That is the phenomenal part of this technology. So a process called photobiomodulation takes place. And so once again, this patch is non-transdermal, doesn't deposit anything into your body. There are no drugs or chemicals or stimulants, and it doesn't interfere with any type of drugs or medications that you're already taking. So it's non-invasive. This is why so many doctors like using this technology. Now, I want to be careful to let you know, we're not saying that this patch is intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. This is not a drug. So it can't, cure anything, but it reboots our bodies so that it can heal itself. Now, on this screen, we just want to share some of the benefits that you might see from the patch. I mean, it's an endless number of benefits, but just want to highlight a few of them. Increased strength. As we get older, one of the things that we notice is we're not as strong as we used to be. Reduced inflammation. Anytime there's any type of illness or disease, you better know that there is inflammation around there. Increased stamina, energy and vitality, mental clarity. I'm an interior designer by trade, and there's a lot of details in some of the projects I work on. Matter of fact, I just finished a $3 million renovation. That's a lot of contractors, a lot of details, a lot of technical stuff associated with something like that. And I would be overwhelmed because, it's just so much to do. How can I do all this? Since I've been wearing this patch, I'm very calm, even keel. I know I'm going to get it done. The mental clarity is off the chain. When you forget something, I used to forget things a lot, like, where are my keys, or what did I go into this room for? My mental clarity is back to normal, you guys. Restores muscular and skeletal systems. Now, guess what? Many people, as they get older, develop something called osteoporosis, meaning their bones are less dense. Well, it's restoring those skeletal conditions, you guys. That's very important. Improvement of sleep. I told you about the situation with my husband and me as well. I sleep like a baby almost every single night. I have these very clear dreams. And many people are experiencing the same thing. That's one of the first things you're going to probably notice. Improved skin appearance. We have people that have vitiligo. That's something they say there is no cure for it, but yet we're seeing people's vitiligo going away in 90 days in some cases, and some people it may take a year. That's a very serious skin disorder. People that have real bad cases of acne, people that have, the sagging skin. Remember, the collagen is being increased in your skin when you wear this. So improved skin appearance is a big one. So we're here to achieve optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. Now, I told you there were 80 case studies, and you can find these case studies on a website called thisisit.info.com. Many doctors, as I told you, are part of this company. So that's the site they go to because it has the case studies. They're published on PubMed. You got doctors' reviews, everything you want to know. But let me tell you what happened to in those case studies. In the first few days, over 4,000 genes began to reset. That's important Do you know how many genes are reset when you drink a glass of red wine, which has something in it called resveratrol? Only 2 genes. So 4,000 genes is phenomenal. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. Do you know anybody that has PTSD, Alzheimer's, dementia, things like that, depression? Those are all symptoms of someone whose brain is imbalanced. We saw results and changes in people within 6 weeks for those type of very serious conditions. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. Collagen is not just in your skin, it's in your bones, it's in your muscles, it's everywhere in your body. So that's very important. And within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. Now, this is a big one because I need to share what I mean by that. They say that every 6 months that we wear this patch, our heart reverses 8 years. So let me tell you what happened with my friend Jeffrey. First of all, Jeffrey is a diabetic. And for 10 years, he was, having to do 5 insulin shots per day. When his friend gave him this patch, that reduced his injections. He started maybe a half of injection in the morning of insulin, and maybe a half an injection at night. That's within 3 days. Excuse me. But also what happened to Jeffrey about 4 years ago, he had a stroke, which left him, paralyzed all on one side. He couldn't eat. He had to learn everything, how to eat, talk, everything again. Well, when he started wearing the patch, of course, he was having to see the cardiologist every 6 weeks as a result of, of that stroke. And what they did was they put a pacemaker in his heart and also a defibrillator. And so he was seeing the cardiologist every 6 weeks. When he saw the cardiologist 6 weeks after wearing this patch, the cardiologist came out and said, "Mr. Payton, what are you doing?" And he said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, your heart is no longer relying on that pacemaker. It's operating on its own." And of course, that changed Jeffrey's life. Do you see what we mean? See what happens? Stem cells go where your body needs it. They may go to your heart, but they may also go to your lung. That's I told you from the beginning. Stem cells are designed to allow our bodies to heal themselves. That's why we need them active. If you're probably over 60, almost all of your stem cells are gone. Okay, they're dormant. They're still there. They're just dormant. So according to David Schmidt, this is not anti-aging. It is age reversing. Now you're looking at a topography map of a lady, 77 years old. They looked at her brain, and in the first session, they saw that her brain was, had a lot of inflammation in it. That orange area represents inflammation. And then 3 weeks later, the inflammation, there was no more inflammation. So you see all the red is gone. And in the third session, there was a complete turnaround, you guys. Her brain was hyperactive in the beginning, but it calmed down and remained calm after 6 weeks. So this could be your brain. I mean, it could be all of us. It could be our heart. It could be our lungs. Any part of our body could have this inflammation in it, but this is just an example. Now, how do you wear the patch? It's very simple. Like I said, you can put it in anywhere. But in the case studies, this diagram shows that half of the people in the case study wore below the belly button, and the other half wore on the C7 vertebrae. This is just so that they could be consistent. You wear it for 12 hours. Like when you wake up in the morning, 8 o'clock or something like that, you can put the patch on, take it off 12 hours later, and let your body repair and rejuvenate. You throw the patch away. And then you put a new patch on the next day. So you're getting 30 of these patches in this, we call it a sleeve. And, in this beautiful packaging, you get 30 of them. So you don't have to put the same one on every day. And you want to drink plenty of water because this is energy we're talking about. You want that frequency there's a frequency in these patches. And so you want the energy to flow through your body. So therefore, that's why you need to be hydrated. Also, your body may start detoxing, and you want to flush those toxins out. So that's why water is important. Now, I could go on and on. You hear me talking all this technical stuff, but I'm going to make it real simple for you guys. You heard the testimony I gave you about me and my husband, but I'm going to share with you a couple of people that I happen to know that have some amazing testimonies that I think you would appreciate. So the first person I'm going to share with you is a lady by the name of Lisa. So let me start this for you.
Ms. Verdita. My name is Lisa Craddock, and I suffered migraines for as far as I can remember, and that's about 20 years, about 20 to 25 years. Um, Debilitating migraines, probably about 15 years. And the migraines have been so severe that I have been on Imitrex shots. I have been on Amavix shots I take once a month. And when she put that patch on my neck, I tell you, my eyes were so sensitive to light that I couldn't hardly open my eyes. I couldn't hardly hear because noise was just so sensitive to me. And when I put the patch on, my left eye opened up, was no longer sensitive to light. My ears could hear. I mean, it was just, and this happened in like 2 seconds. And I looked at her, I'm like, are you serious? And then it went down my neck. It went down to my spine because my back was hurting. And I really was really impressed because I fractured my arm, my right arm, and it went down my arm. It was like God was just doing an overhaul in my body. And this was something that I had prayed for. I was like, God, you got to do something because I do not want any more surgeries. I don't want this thing where they have to go into my brain anymore because I had already had one of the treatments and it's very painful for one. And if they make one slip of the hand, I could be paralyzed and put in a wheelchair. And I was like, I don't want that, God. You got to do something. Send somebody. And he sent David Stitt with this patch, and that patch was a miracle for me.
Now, I just want to say this. She didn't, just to be specific, she had 2 nerve blocks, and that's supposed to help you. She said the first nerve block did not work at all. The second nerve block only worked for 5 days. She was having migraines 5 days a week for 25 years. This was very severe. And so this is no joke, you guys. So I hope you see the significance of this patch now. Let me share with you one more testimony that is very impressive as well.
Couple of months. I know I don't look it, but he turned 60 and the body really has taken a toll. And I've just had my 18th surgery last December on my shoulder repair. I had 17 on my neck and my lower lumbar. The last back surgery I had last year was they put 2 rods in my back. So I've got a neural stimulator, wires running up to my neck. I look like the Terminator on the inside. So I was waking up. I was in pain every day. And I didn't for years, since 1998, actually. And then, so didn't know what it felt like to be out of pain. And I tried everything. I've done everything from top hospitals, from Johns Hopkins to down in Orlando, Florida, and Tampa, Florida hospitals and doctors and everything. And I tried about everything, acupuncture, you name it, and still experiencing pain. And because I've been in Iraq and the things that I did, dealt hard with PTSD. And so my sleep over the years have been very poor. And when I say poor, on an average of 2 to 3 hours a night. 4 hours was a good night, where it was either the pain or reoccurring nightmares. And this has gone on for over a decade. So a few weeks ago, a pastor told me about the patches. And when he mentioned it, Bishop Larry Jackson, when he mentioned it, I was like, okay, I'm ready. Just send it. And he told me about the stem cells. I've heard about that, read about that prior. And so he called Miss Gwen and got the patches to me about 2 weeks ago. And I got an example of the X39, 49, and the Ocean Wave think that's what it is, Ocean Wave. So either way, I took a patch because I was really hurting that night and put it on my lumbar. And this is no joke. 30 seconds after putting that patch on, within 30 seconds, I was feeling no pain. I mean, I'm moving my hips around toward like I had a hula hoop on, just trying to make the pain happen. And there was no pain. And I couldn't believe it. And then, but it was true. And slept fine. So ever since these last 2 weeks, and I keep a record on my phone, I have an app for my sleep, and how many hours, you know, what's my REM sleep and so forth, how much restful sleep. Prior to these patches, my average time was between 1 hour and 50 minutes and 3 hours and 33 minutes of getting sleep per night. Since I've had the patches, I'm getting 7 and 8 hours a night. My PTSD, as far as the nightmares, I haven't had one nightmare in the last 2 weeks. So this patch is amazing. So amazing that my wife, who's an RN for 34 years, she's been dealing with nerve pain in her legs. She uses it and it's helped her tremendously. So that's my story, and I'm sticking.
All right, you guys. So you see, those are two phenomenal testimonies, and of course, all of those had to do with pain. And so, you know, I gave you the some of the things that you will see. It's not just pain. I mean, it's like with Jeffrey, it was diabetes, it was the heart. You know, my husband, it was snoring. I mean, the list goes on and on. I haven't heard, I can't even think of anything that a person has had and this patch has not helped. So hopefully that just gives you a glimpse of what this patch would do. So I'm going back to the presentation so we can finish up. There we go. Now, once again, all this information about the patch, you want to go to this site. Don't just go Googling it. Go to thisisit.info.com because the doctor's reviews are on there. The case studies, which are actually published on PubMed, are there. More information about the patch, what is phototherapy, photobiomedical, all of that information is there. This has been compiled for your convenience. Now, let me ask you to put your business hat on because you know, there's a business model behind this, and we're really excited about, you know, what it's doing for so many people that you know really are out there spreading the word. You know, we're spreading the word because people need this. So this company, remember I told you when he started out with the energy patch, that was 19 years ago. And the company, as long as it was being spread amongst doctors and coaches and people like that, the company was doing about 20 million a year. Okay, pretty good. But when they started 3 years ago, when we started talking about this patch, see, this is the masterpiece. The X39 is the masterpiece. It encompasses everything David Schmidt ever did. That's why it took 10 years. The company was started averaging about 320 million. We ended 2023 at $430 million. And now we are the fastest growing, you know, network marketing or home-based business company, you want to call it, in the world. Literally, we're in over 75 countries now. And this is not a Me Too product that, like, if you wanted to get weight loss, you can get that anywhere. Skincare or supplements, you can get all of those anywhere. You cannot get the X39 with any other company. And so, you know, this brings us opportunity, you guys. Our company, according to businessforhome.org, is #1 in momentum worldwide. Okay. Now, in case, you know, if you're thinking about this, what's important in your life? Is it family, time freedom? You know, I know that Jewel has been home for a while because he's, you know, got hurt or whatever and had to have surgery. Being able to be at home and still earn money, that's time freedom. You know, and being able to do the things you want to do. This patch will offer everything that's on the screen: better health, travel. Matter of fact, my husband and I just won a trip to the Greek Isles. The company offers all kinds of incentives and less debt. So guys, family, I'm pretty sure is #1 on everybody's list. So now let's talk about how the company compensates us if we decided we wanted to share this with someone. For example, if I see someone named Jonathan on the call. Jonathan, if you said, well, you know what? I know some people that need this patch. The first thing the company's going to do, if they decide to purchase some patches through you, you're going to get a fast start commission. You're going to get paid some money immediately. But what else happens is this, Jonathan, you'll get a chance to be part of our team commission. We call it a binary compensation plan. And the reason we call it binary is because you're going to build 2 teams. If this is you and you told your brother about it and he got a package through you, you could put him on your left team or your right team. If you told your uncle about it, or maybe, you know, another business associate of yours about this, and they said, oh, I got to have some of that, and they sign up, they could be on your left team. So the first thing we're going to help you do is build a solid team of 4 people. We call that a manager. And then you're on your way to advancing through our compensation plan. But just this one way alone of pay is called the binary commission. It's going to allow you to earn up to $25,000 per week. In other words, it's very, very lucrative. Okay. Now, the part of the compensation plan I like is called our matching bonus. And the matching bonus, let me do this. The matching bonus, okay, the matching bonus is unlimited, meaning there's no limit to the number of people that you can tell this about. I mean, you can tell 1,000 people about this, and every time any of those people earn money in the binary, which is what I just showed you, paid you to infinity, the binary commission. Let's say every single person that earns money in the binary, you get 25% of what they earn. For example, if you enrolled me and I earned $1,000 this week, you would earn $250, okay, or 25%. If I went and shared this with someone and they earned $1,000, you would earn 20% or $200. But suppose there were 10 people like me that you earned $250 on. So you made $2,500 just this 1 week alone. Do you see how lucrative this can be? And there's no limit to the number of people you can tell this about. And then let's say those 10 went and shared it with 10, there'd be 100 people that you'd make $200 on. So that's $20,000. These are just matching bonus. This is every week. And on the 3rd level, you also get a 20% matching bonus. So this, you can see how lucrative this is. And, you know, that's why we're so excited about it. And, you know, there's more details on this compensation plan. We just wanted to highlight these 2 so you can get an idea of what the kind of money that's made. Try to get to the next page. Now, this form right here that you're looking at, it's just Jewel could send it to you, but it's just so that you can see what we recommend as far as how you would purchase this product. Let me tell you one way you may want to consider. If you said, you know what, I just want to be a customer. I just want to buy this patch right out. You know, do you know that, you know, this patch, let me just say this, was supposed to be a $350 30 days. So 30 days should have been $350. But David Schmidt said, no, we don't want this to be that. Let's bring the price down. Brought it down to $250, kept going. David said, we're going to sell this for $100 at the wholesale price, but the customers pay $150. So you can be a customer and just get the patch at retail for $150. But I'd always like the better price. I always, as a business owner, I always buy everything at wholesale. I mean, I'm just not going to pay full price for anything if I don't have to. So watch this. If you got 2 patches, one for you and one for your wife, paid $150 each, that's $300. But if you do the silver pack, you can get 3 for $300. Isn't that a better deal? So we highly recommend you consider the silver pack as opposed to just being a customer. Why? Because in addition to saving money, you get a chance to be in the binary. More than likely, I would think that each of you, after hearing was Lisa's testimony about the migraines, I have a feeling that you're going to think of somebody that you want to help get over that, that situation. You may know someone that's on a pacemaker. You want to help them, get out of that situation. And that's all we're doing is sharing with other people. So if you get the silver pack, at least it gets you in the binary so that when you do share it with someone else and they get a package, at least you get paid. And you also get a chance to benefit from the binary. Now, the gold package is for people who write out, they know they want to be a business builder. they want to share it with more people. This will only give you 5 sleeves. That's $500. Then they'll throw a little bonus one in there for you. So this is for people who want to be business builders. This is a legal business. You're going to get a 1099 at the end of the year. So this is, that's what you want to know about that. The Diamond Pack, that's for people who are really serious entrepreneurs like Jewel and his wife. They started out with the Diamond Pack. My husband and I did as well. But that's for people that have a huge vision. They know they want to go straight to the top of the money, but company. But see, there's no money left on the table when you become a diamond. What do I mean by that? If you said you wanted to get a Diamond Pack and then you turn around and sold a Diamond Pack to someone else, you'd make $500. But if you're a gold or silver, you'd only make $200. And the difference between the 500 and the 200 is $300 rolls up to the person above you who is a diamond. Okay. So I didn't want to leave the money on the table, but that was not the reason my husband and I got the Diamond Pack, is because we knew there was a bunch of people that we want to share this with. We weren't giving them a whole sleeve, but we wrote a list of about 25 couples and we gave each couple 10 of these patches so that each one of them would have at least 5 days of wearing the patch. But at the same time, we went ahead and got that Diamond Pack. And but let me tell you some more benefits. First of all, remember the binary. If you want to earn money in the binary, and you'd be surprised at how much money is in the binary, you must stay active, meaning you only need to buy a sleeve per month. Now, here's the question I want to ask you. If you're going to start wearing this patch, don't you want to continue to use it? It's not something that, it's like you take vitamins. You don't just use vitamins this month and then you say, well, okay, I've done some vitamins, so the rest of the year I don't need any vitamins. No, you want to use this every day. You want it to be part of your regimen. So it makes sense to be on an auto, we call it auto ship, just to keep those points. And you can earn up to $100 per week when you get 1 sleeve. But if you order 2 sleeves, which is very straightforward, if you're married, you want 2, so 1 for you and 1 for your spouse. That's going to allow you to keep your points, but it's going to allow you to max out the comp plan. Meaning, if there's thousands of dollars coming through your binary every week, you don't want to just be limited to $100 per week. So we highly recommend you do 2 sleeves. And plus, in addition to that, even if you're single, you need that second sleeve, because that's all we do. When I ran into a man in Charlotte yesterday morning at the hotel that we were at, and we struck up a conversation. I gave him some patches for him and his wife, but I wouldn't have had those patches if I didn't have extra inventory. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the Diamond Pack is really good, as well as making sure that you have 2 sleeves coming in per month. And we do put patches in these envelopes. We can tell you about that later, but basically we can get that information. But everything I told you about the comp plan, how you get started, all this kind of stuff is on a site called thisisitteam.com. And that's how, we have a very comprehensive system in place to help you know exactly what to do. We're working very closely together. Like I said, I will be in Kansas City in the next couple of weeks, working very closely with Jewel and Alexis, and just really look forward to doing some big things with this company. But I hope that all of you see the big picture here. I hope you see what this patch is doing for people. And that's why our company is exploding almost to $1 billion now. So Jewel, I turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited, and I definitely have a greater understanding of how it works. I know it works, but I couldn't explain how it works. So I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to really give us that insight. And I'm super excited. And before you get off of Virginia, what is the next opportunity? So for a person that loves what they hear today and want to chime in again, to hear it again, what is the best way they can go about doing that?
Okay.